everyone, it's Lene here from All the Mom Things, and today I'm going to talk to you about my 5 favorite things about living in an RV full-time. Alright, so if you haven't already subscribed to my channel, I want to give you a moment to go ahead and click that subscribe button. Also make sure you turn on the bell notifications so that you can be reminded the next time I upload a video. My name is Lene. I'm a homeschool mom to 4 kids, and my husband and myself and our children live full-time in an RV. And I was thinking about some tips that I could give because before we went RVing. Before we started living in an RV full time, I scoured YouTube, watched so many videos, joined Facebook groups, really tried to get educated. And so I did another video called the 5 worst things about living in an RV, and these are my 5 best. Now granted, these might be different for you if you live in an RV full time, but these are mine. So we're gonna get started. Number 1. Sorry. All right, so we're gonna get started. Number 1, lower bills. Your monthly bills will be significantly lower if you decide to live in an RV. For us, they are drastically lower because we don't have to pay for the property that we live on, and we don't have an RV note. And so that enables us to save a lot and be able to pay down some debt, which is what we've done over the last 9 months. Lowering your bills because your space isn't as big, and it depends what part of the country that you are in, but you know, living is going to be cheaper than rent and all of those things. So that's something that you can think about. Lower bills. That was one of the bonuses for living in an RV. Number 2, it's easy to clean. Now on the flip side, it's also real easy to get messy, but when things are crazy, I can clean the whole RV in a very short period of time, and that includes vacuuming our tiny little strips of carpet, also sweeping and mopping and all of that. And so the plus side is that it's a small space and it doesn't take a lot of time to clean. The negative side is it's a small space and it doesn't take a long time to get messy. Number 2 is you're closer with your family, whether you like it or not, right? You become closer not only in distance because you don't have the place to go run and separate yourself, but you're also just closer as a whole because you do spend so much time in close quarters. That has been a benefit. You know, our family is pretty close as it is, but living in an RV has changed the dynamic in a way that we just like spending time together. Now, are there times where we want to get away from each other? Yes. Are there times where we do? Yes. We can come over to the church. We can get away. There's lots of space over here. There's times when we need to be separated, but there's also times like at night when our little kids go to bed and our big girls are hanging out. It's nice, you know. So that's one of the benefits, is that we're closer as a family. Number 4 is, since we've moved in an RV 9 months ago, we do a lot of grilling. Not as much as I'd like. I probably should do more. I think I'm going to do burgers for dinner tomorrow night. But because cooking in the RV is so hot, especially where we live, and you know, I feel like when you grill, it's just so many less dishes. So grilling a lot is really great. If you live in a super cold area, obviously that's not going to be what's happening. But so for me, one of the best things about living in the RV has been that we've grilled a bunch, and now I'm hungry. Number 5, living in an RV, and I think this is a plus, forces you to minimize. Right? It forces you to really look at your things and decide what is absolutely necessary to have. We've been in the RV for 9 months. We have a 10 by 10 storage that has our furniture and our big couch. I miss my couch so much, my sectional. But so what we have in the RV is what we use. And if we don't use it, we need to get rid of it because we have precious space that we can't waste by just having things we don't use. And so I feel like I'm constantly going through clothes, my kids' clothes, shoes. We're constantly going through toys or looking at just like pots and pans that we don't use or utensils that we never touch. And I have a lot of tips on how to minimize and how to see what you're really using, and maybe I'll do a video about that. But It forces you to minimize. It forces you to think outside of the box when you are storing things because you are in a very little space. I don't know how big our RV is. I want to say it's 32 feet. We have a bunkhouse, a bedroom, and a main area. I don't know how many square foot it is, maybe 100. That might be too much. I'm not sure. But you are forced to minimize when you decide to live in an RV. So those are the 5 best things that I can think of right now about what I love about living in an RV. If I think of more, I'll definitely let you guys know. So have you ever lived in an RV? If you have, or a very small space, or a tiny house, or a little bitty apartment, let me know what were some of the best things that came out of you choosing to live in that small space, or maybe you didn't choose to, you had to. I would love to hear about it, and let's have a conversation in the comments down below. Until then, I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.